Good evening. It is 9:37 p.m. and I am at North Greenwich, a bus station, on my normal route today. I haven't done lates in a very long time. I haven't done lates, since before I went on rota actually. So it feels weird doing lates again. Signed on at 14:56 and I sign off at 12:51 in the morning. So it's not a late, but it's a late. I don't like lates. I don't like lates at all. I prefer earlies. I prefer having the whole day to do whatever the hell I like, rather than obviously get a line. Someone's getting told off. I don't like. I mean, like, doing lates is great, but you get a line, but you end up just waiting around. You end up just waiting around to go to work, and it gets boring. So that's why I prefer early. That way I've got the whole day to do whatever the hell I like. I kind of wanted to talk today about etiquette on London's buses, because an incident happened to me earlier today where youths that were walking around, this was by Southend Crescent and Eltham, and they decided that while I was stationary at the traffic lights waiting for them to turn green, they would hold me up and they would continuously press the emergency buttons on the outside of the bus. Now let me stress, the emergency buttons is for emergencies only. It's not to be used for any other purpose. Please do not use the emergency buttons unless it is an emergency. The only time you should really be using it is if the driver is incapacitated, if there's been an accident, for example, and you need to get out. Really, one of the only times you have to use those buttons. But what people do is they don't like waiting for the driver, so they'll go, oh fuck this, and they will, if I can find it, where is it? It's so dark. It's up here, that's it. They'll press that button, and then they will push the doors open and they'll get off because they can't be bothered to wait and to get to the bus stop. Don't do that, because you're then not only putting your life at risk. If the bus has started to move, you're then gonna then end up jumping out of a moving vehicle, because I think on these buses with the back doors, if you use the emergency button, you can actually still drive. They don't, like normally what they would do is the halt brake would come on and the bus just would not move because the doors are open. But I think on these ones, because I've had it before, I've actually driven while someone pressed the emergency button and it just kept going. But please do not do it. It's not funny. It's just, it holds everyone up. So the light went green and they thought, oh yeah, let's have a laugh. So someone got on the back doors, someone got to the front doors, and they were just constantly pressing it. And obviously I'm trying to get the doors to close because the light's green, but they wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't allow me to move. And I may be in company uniform right now, but they are a-holes. Absolute a-holes. Right? Just because, you're a teenager, don't mean you can get away with everything. Obviously I've done what I need to do. I've put a report in to the company so they can download the CCTV and investigate what happened, and if necessary they could involve the police if they feel it's necessary enough. It has been done before and it will be done again. So please do not tamper with the buses, right? These are very expensive buses. You're not qualified to know how to use them. Only I'm qualified because I'm the driver. But it really wound me up. It really did wind me up, because I only lost 1 to 2 minutes because I lost the traffic light cycle, but it still is frustrating because it's not funny. I've got passengers on the bus, they don't think it's funny. All it takes is for those kids to piss off the wrong person, and the person on the bus will jump off the bus and they'll kick the crap out of the kids. Because let's be real, People do that, you know, and I don't want that to happen, because then that's an incident that I've got to, you know, obviously report to the police and things like that. So don't really want to be going down that route. What time is it? I don't know what time it is. It's 43 and I leave. It's 43 and I leave at 59. So I'll leave it bang on 10 o'clock. So I was about 1 minute, yeah, 1 minute early getting in. So it's always very tight at night. That's another reason why I don't like doing lates. Running time is just atrocious. You've got to basically have the best luck in the world to stay on time when you're doing lates, you know, especially when you're going somewhere like North Greenwich. But yeah, just the main reason of this video is please do not tamper with the buses. Do not use the emergency door controls unless you have been authorised to do so, or if you've been in an accident, the driver's incapacitated, you need to get off, right? Those are really the only times you should ever be using it. I'm the only one who's authorised to use it outside of an emergency, right? I'm the only one who's authorised to do that. Anyone in company uniform, right, is authorised. But the public are not. It's disgusting. You know, at the end of the day, I get that you've got somewhere to be, but at the end of the day, you're going to continue to be impatient. It's just going to take longer to get off the bus. So just be patient with the driver, right? He'll let you off when it's safe to do so. There is an announcement for that. You know, the doors will be open when it's safe to do so by the driver. It's the driver's discretion to, if they want to let you off before you get to the bus stop. So don't muck about, plain and simple. It's not funny, it's not cool. You know, you're just holding everyone up, really. It's just not funny. So just don't do it. Apart from that, it's been a good day. It's been a good day. That's been the only like damper on the day. Was those bleeding kids. But apart from that, it's been alright. I've got a lot of pet peeves with driving. I do have a lot of pet peeves with driving buses. I get stressed a lot because people just know how to wind me up. There's a lot of things in this job that do wind me up. You know, with the general public, it's just they don't seem to just, you know. For example, one of them I'd say is definitely people who've been standing at the bus stop for a long time, and they only start to find where their Oyster card is when they board the bus. You know, someone could have been standing there for like 5 minutes and they didn't think, do you know what, I'll get my Oyster card ready now. That way I can get on, tap on, sit down and go. But what people do is they leave it at the bottom of their bags or buried under hundreds of cards in their wallet, and they won't bother trying to find it until they get on the bus, which is just stupid. Please don't do that. It holds everyone up, because I guarantee those people will be the first people to moan that the bus is late. And that will be one of the reasons why it's late, because people don't seem to just have their brains switched on. You know, when you're waiting at a bus stop, get your Oyster card out, get your debit card out, get your phone out if you pay with your phone, get it all out ready, so then when you board the bus, you can then just tap on, sit down, and the bus can go. That's definitely a big pet peeve of mine. Another one is, obviously, most bus drivers are like this, but most of them don't like fare evaders. And it's a complicated subject because obviously there's kind of different types of fare evading. You get the people who just do it because they do not give a crap about paying their fare. You know, they have no intention of paying, they just do not care. You get the people like that, but you get the people who, you know, do normally pay, but they've just forgot their Oyster card or whatever. You get those types, and that's fine. You know, if you don't have your Oyster card, your debit card, your credit card, your phone, your Apple Watch, your Android Watch, whatever, you don't have it, just be honest. Just talk to the driver and just say, look, I forgot. You know, just be honest about it. But what people tend to do is they'll just keep tapping their card on the Oyster reader, expecting the outcome to be different. The machine don't lie. If it says you don't have money on it, you don't have money on it. It's as simple as that. You know, and it's just people don't take responsibility. They just blame the driver, or they blame the device, they blame the machine. And it's like, well, it says there's not enough money on it. Why didn't you top up your Oyster card the day before? You know, plan your journeys. Plan your journeys. So the night before or the day before, just go, right, tomorrow, going up to, I don't know, let's say the London Eye. Or whatever, yeah, let's say Westminster, we'll say Westminster. So, right, so I need to get the bus to North Greenwich and get the Jubilee line, right? Right, so London Underground costs more than the buses. So I need to make sure I have, I don't know, £10 on there, so I've got enough to get there, get back, all good, right? But what people don't realise is that they chance it and they think, oh, I definitely have money on it, when they don't. So please, please, please plan your journeys. You know, make sure you've got money on your cards and things like that the day before you travel, so that way you can just get on, tap on, sit down, and we can go. We haven't got to have the conversations of like, why haven't you topped up your Oyster card? Don't want to just waste people time, you know. It's an argument I don't really want at the end of the day. It's not worth my time. You know, obviously that's what revenue are paid to do. That's their role. Obviously I'm not. My job title is bus driver, not bus driver and revenue inspector. So that's what revenue are paid to do. There's a whole department for it. Off the top of my head, what else is a pet peeve of mine? So many though. Pet peeve of mine is definitely people that do not pay attention when they're at bus stops. Oh, the lights have gone out. Oh, there we go. They've come back on. That scared me. That was a bit scary, wasn't it? Lights just went out for a second. Anyway, yeah. People who have been at a bus stop and they're just not paying attention. Right, so they're too busy on their phone, constantly texting or whatever, and the bus then drives past. It's normal etiquette, right? This is more of a cultural thing. It's more of a British cultural thing. And I think obviously a lot of people obviously live in this country now are, you know, non-British, so they may not necessarily be taught the kind of the etiquettes that were brought up in London when it came to transport and the way that we use it and the way that we hail buses and things like that. It's always been around. Everyone who I know knows to stick their arm out to let the bus driver know that they want to get off the bus. It's just normal etiquette in the way that TfL, you know, I don't know, it's not necessarily a TfL thing, it's a British thing. That's just what we do when we're waiting for a bus. We just, you know, just go like that, and then the bus driver pulls in, and, you know, but it's just, people just don't seem to want to pay attention. They're too busy on their phone. Their phone is more important, apparently, you know. And yes, we do have to stop at bus stops when there are people at the bus stops, but, you know, like in terms of, you know, like when you're doing really earlies, or if you're a night driver, you're doing earlies or late, timing is just like, the running time just isn't there. It's literally pinpoint accuracy, you know, so you got to just be paying attention. Well, the lights have gone out again. Ooh. Hold on, let me just turn the lights back on if it'll work. There we go. It's a secret button that we can press without having to turn the bus on to turn the lights on. What is it? 9:52. Oh, I haven't got long left before I've got to go out. What's another one? Definitely late bell pushers, or just bell spammers and late bell pushers. They are two that go together. You get the bell spammers who just constantly just go like that. They do not care. What people don't understand is the noise is quite loud in the cab. Now on the newer buses, like the electrics, it's not as loud. Once it's been pressed, like the first press is pretty loud, but then the subsequent ones, the volume's lowered, so it's not as bad. But on the older buses, like the Enviro 400s, either are 200s, like the old buses, like the 11, 12 plates, or even 13 plates. There's no delay on the bells, so they are just constantly loud, and it gets very, very frustrating. It's not ideal. You do get a headache. You really do get a headache when the bell constantly goes off. It's not fair on the driver. You know, I get you need to let the driver know you want to get off, but once, see that sign, it says bus stopping, right? Once that is illuminated, then the bus driver knows that you want to get off the bus, right? Once that's illuminated, then you know. But again, people they don't understand, you know, and I get they want to make sure the driver stops, and that's fine, but we have dash lights in the cab that illuminate when the bell's been pressed, and obviously, especially at night time or in the early morning, the red light that illuminates from the bus stopping sign does reflect into the cab, so we do see a red light. So yeah. But the late bell pushers are really annoying. Please, for the love of God, please press the bell in good time before the bus stop, right? Because a lot of the time what happens is I drive really slow coming up to a bus stop, and I think, okay, no one's pressed the bell, no one's waiting at the bus stop, so there's no need to stop at the bus stop. I go to accelerate to go past, and I bing 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 bing, driver, want to get off. It's like, you had plenty of time, right? I get you might be distracted and things like that, but that's not my problem if you're distracted. It's your responsibility to let the driver know when you want to get off at a specific bus stop. That's why we have invented the bell. And if for whatever reason the bell's not working, or you just, I don't know how to use the bell, you can speak to the driver and say, driver, can you let me off at the next bus stop? Right, that's another alternative way that you can communicate to the driver that you want to get off at the next bus stop. But don't push the bell late, because I'm not slamming on the brakes, putting every passenger at risk to injury to correct the mistake that you made. Because I've had that before. I've been hurled abuse for that. I mean, I've had people say very nasty stuff about, you know, including weapons. We'll just say, leave it at that. There was one occasion where, you know, I was threatened with weapons, all because of a mistake that they made. It's not on. Right, it is 21:55. I leave at 21:59. So I'm going to leave it there. We'll do, if I get a bit of stand time at the other end in Bexley Heath, we'll do a part 2 to this. So I'll see you a little bit later. Take care. Well, welcome back. You joined me at Bexley Heath, and geez, man, they got really scary in Eltham earlier. Was by the McDonald's, about to turn left onto Eltham High Street, and suddenly this guy just runs across the road with a machete, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Now there was a Range Rover or whatever, Land Rover or whatever, just like driving about, constantly reversing round and things like that. So something's definitely going down in Eltham tonight, man. Scary, dude. You know, you've got glass all over the road, so something's happened. There's 2 women just standing by like their parked cars or whatever, and they look visibly shaken. Something's definitely happened. Like it might, like they might be involved, I don't know. But yeah, like a guy just running across the road with a machete, man. Scary stuff. That's why I'm lucky I'm in my cab. Nothing will get through. Nothing. I wouldn't let him take me down. That's why I'm like grateful I have the cab, because at least I can lock it all up and, you know, I know I'm safe. Fuck, trying to deal with that, man. But there's police everywhere. They were, you know, all about there, and as I was going down Avery Hill and that, you know, a police van with a police car, blue light in it, going in the opposite direction, so probably going to deal with that. Scary stuff, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they close the high street, to be honest. Don't really want that because I'm on my last rounder. I really don't want to have to deal with a diversion on the last rounder. Oh, mate. I could probably guess what the diversion would be. We would link up with Wellhall Road. They'll probably get us to go down to Wellhall Road roundabout, turn left from Rochester Way, like first exit, back onto Wellhall Road, go into Eltham Station, turn around, and then pick up line of route. That will most likely be the diversion. So that will probably be when you get to South End Crescent, turn right onto Westmount Road, go all the way down, basically doing the B16 route, and then when you get to traffic lights, you turn left onto Rochester Way, and then you come up to Wellhall Road roundabout. That's most likely the diversion that they would get us to do, which is fine, but it's just long. It's just long, man. It's like, it's what's it, 10:54 now. It's like, ugh. But yeah, I'm trying to add that little bit on. I was going to do a few more pet peeves, but I'm getting tired now, to be honest. And yeah, that old machete business, fuck that. But stay safe out there, everyone. Obviously, be careful. Don't walk on your own at night time. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, just don't walk home on your own at night time. It's not worth the risk. You know, be with a friend or get an Uber home, even though I don't like Uber drivers. Sorry. Uber drivers, man, are the worst. They're the worst drivers on the road, I don't care. Uber drivers have just got no standards whatsoever. Just don't know what they're doing. But I'd rather be in an Uber knowing that I'm not out on the streets on my own, where I'm being put at risk to injury or whatever, or muggings or whatever. Because I know all about that. I was walking home once after a night out, and I got jumped about 30 seconds from my house. I got jumped and it was not good, so I know what it's like. But yeah, stay safe out there, ladies and gents. Please use public transport where possible. It is a lot safer than walking home in the dark on your own, alright? So stay safe, have a good evening or good morning, whatever time you're watching this video, and I'll see you later on.